The opinions of our panelists do not necessarily reflect those of Bang Zoom Entertainment or Revision3.com. This episode of AnimeTV is brought to you by Netflix and Gamefly.
Welcome to AnimeTV, the only show where we review anime, games, manga, and Asian pop culture.
Today we're reviewing a show called Soul Eater, and we also have more Bailey's Big in Japan.
Good stuff. I'm Jonathan Messa.
I'm Christina V.
And this is AnimeTV. Go!
Now it's time for Hima time. Hima means free time in Japanese.
You know what? We've got 3 panelists in there today. Something unique for you guys. Our trifecta of terror. They're going to tell you what they've been doing. But first, I want to know.
That's a good word.
I know, isn't it a good word? Yeah. What have you been doing?
I've been reading Star Wars: The Legacy of the Force, books 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
All 9.
It's really good.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know what's the best part about that?
What?
Hot Star Wars fan right there.
What?
Hot Star Wars fan.
Ah!
She's embarrassed.
Let's go that way.
All right, another round of Hima. So, Nick, Mile,
Yes.
what are you guys up to?
Ladies first.
Me?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, just to preface my Hema, a lot of times I hate having to go like episode to episode to episode for serialized television because I hate waiting. So I wait until the DVD like set comes out or whatever, to watch something. Yeah. And one of the series that I do that with is Smallville.
Oh, Smallville.
Yes.
It's called
And
Superman now, let's just face it.
it is a bit Superman now, I have to admit. But the thing is that I have every single season. I can't find season 7, but I have every single season somewhere in my room. And I had recently bought season 8, and I, put it off. I didn't really watch it. And then finally, I was like, okay, I have a little bit of time. And I started watching the episodes. And of course, I ended up watching the entire season in like a day and a half. Great. So that's what I've been, which is funny because I usually read Japanese manga. And I am reading the American equivalent of comics. Well, not reading, but watching a show that's based off of something that, started off as a comic. So that's what I've been doing. And it forced me to watch part of season 9. Thank gosh, season 9, there's like, half a season there already. So I was able to kind of like get a half season out. But...
So, Nick, what are you doing?
Well, I'm not watching Smallville, that's for sure.
You suck.
Yeah, I didn't get into it. Yeah.
It kills me because
Here's a tidbit for you. Here's a tidbit. The reason why I don't watch it is because I was up for the part. I swear, I was up for the part of.
Oh.
You didn't know this?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
This is many, many moons ago when it first came out, and they said I was too old after reading very well, and yeah, such like. So I kind of don't watch that.
Well, they had Tom Welling as a 25-year-old playing
I
14.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
yeah.
no, I mean even Jensen
sorry.
Ackles was older too when he was up for also the part.
Yeah, just kind of don't watch it. Anyway, I'm with you on.
Sorry,
yeah.
I love the show.
Not jaded or anything. I'm sure it's great. I love comics, but that's not one of the ones I would watch. But I'm with you on the whole like waiting to watch something for a while because I do that with current series that are like into their 300s. I'm like, let me wait and have 10 episodes pile up and then I'll watch them all. And I'm sure a lot of people do that too because I hate doing week to week and being like, is the new one out yet? Oh, no, it's not.
I'm the same with comic books myself, actually.
Just waiting and read the graphic
Yeah, that's
novel
why I
or
get the
whatever.
tankobon for the mangas. I can't just read it every week. Yeah, okay.
What I've been up to, Keiji Tang and I have played this game at my house, Tatsunoko versus Capcom, and it's a really great game.
Great game, yeah.
It not only does it have the great Capcom characters, but it has the Tatsunoko variety of people, and it basically is anime versus video games as far as I'm concerned.
I'm amazed they were able to release this at all.
Yeah.
It took a long time. They've been talking about it for, they're like coming in Thanksgiving and coming in, and eventually I went and reserved my copy, and I was like, I'm gonna get this. I got it for Christmas, reserved at my local store. But the funny thing is that the only thing you get for reserving your copy, and I brought it along, funnily enough, it's not a special outfit or a special character like you normally do. You get trading cards. They are not only just regular trading cards, they're 8 limited edition lenticular trading cards, which
Wow.
I had to look up lenticular because I didn't know what the hell that meant.
Right.
It basically means 3D image cards. Ooh, wow, I'm so glad I went to Game Place to get my video.
Place.
Who the hell cares about trading cards? I could care less. Anyway, something else funny about the game is there's a mini game in here.
Right.
And the mini game, it's like you spent such great time making this happen, and the mini game is so shitty. You can play a guy that fires, or you can play a guy that basically punches, and everything's shooting at you. How fair is that?
So
It's like going into the damn Coliseum and giving me the sword and the shield and throwing a net and trident in your hand and be like,
Right.
yeah, bitch, fight me. Let's go. You know what I mean? The only hope you have is to, get your supers and like blow away the guys all at once. Or maybe like in the case of the net and trident, net my legs, maybe, and then try to trident me to death. It's just stupid. I think the minigame was a joke. And the ending, which I think is actually very smart of them, the Duranjo gang, they are on a bike, like a triplicate bike, and they're all together.
Yeah.
And you actually play through the credits, jumping and bouncing. It's annoying as hell to do it, but you get extra Zenny points to buy unlockable features later on in the game. But it's an annoyance because they keep falling and they go, ah, and they fall to their doom every 2 seconds. But once you get in the groove of things, it works. But I think it's the first ending that you actually have to play. Like, you play the ending.
So does this game have a premise?
Yeah, the premise is basically they're all like transported to. Actually, you know what? I didn't really read the premise. I don't really read the.
None of the verses really
yeah,
have a good point.
They just basically all warp together. It's kind of just like King of Fighters kind of a thing where they all, But
Do you actually practice playing the characters? I've seen KG practice. Yeah, practice.
yeah.
Over and
I
over again.
I just play it a lot. It's fun. It's lots of fun.
I'm
I
a
just
button
spit
masher.
everywhere.
That's the only reason
I
why
mean,
I ask.
I
Yeah.
love the whole idea of putting Tatsunoko. How many different anime are represented in that game alone?
Well, I'm just happy my favorite character's there. Kadas is there.
Kadas.
Yeah, and I love playing him. And I mean, and also Gatchaman, the Battle of the Planets, they're in there too. And I mean, it's really beautifully done. That's all.
Okay.
But I just want to make fun of the fact you get trading cards. I mean, come on, give me a special outfit. Give me a somebody else, someone special. Give me Blanca.
Hey, dude,
somebody.
at least your
Like,
game
give me a-
came out.
Yeah.
My game hasn't come out yet.
Well, here's
Christ,
the thing.
Dark,
They even
let's
released a
just-
Hajime no Ippo game for the Wii, actually. It didn't go by that name. And I was like, wait, that's Hajime no Ippo, isn't it? And then when I picked it up, I was like, open it, flipped out the cover. It was like, that's Hajime no Ippo. It said it in the... I'm like, wow. I mean, they didn't have to change the title for this. It didn't sell too well, but still a fun game to check out.
I do want to say one thing that I blogged about this, but KG started a thread about this game, and if by chance that you get hit by Roll's super, I call it the bucket of 1,000 shames.
Oh, yeah.
It's a gigantic bucket that she brings and dumps water, and you go running like it's a typhoon, tsunami, and tidal wave all together, and you're running and you're running and you're running. And if you get hit with that, just put your controller down because that is the ultimate. It's like getting Final Justice.
Roll
And
is a broken character.
Yeah.
KG runs like a little bitch to the end of the screen, and he just
Heals.
And then I attack him. Heal.
But has he hit you with a bucket of 1,000 shames?
No, not yet.
Okay, if you
Thank
get
God.
hit with that, then you're shamed forever, and then Roll is the best.
I'll put my.
Wait for it;
controller
it's
up
gonna
and
happen.
He's
That's
totally gonna
messed
do
up.
it.
Me, I've been reading comics, actually. I've been reading Blackest Night. It is this kind of cool story about the Black Lanterns, and you see this whole thing build up to the War of Light little mini-series, and it's just really good. Chances are by the time you're seeing this, it's already done, said, and we're getting to Brightest Day. But overall, the story is pretty Marvel Zombies in the DC universe, I guess. Then again, what is it nowadays? But
Marvel Zombies was huge.
Zombies
zombies.
in Smallville.
Zombies in Smallville. That's right. There was an
There
episode
was
about
an episode.
that.
I was
What-
like, wow, everybody's getting on the either zombie or vampire bandwagon. But
Right.
Come on.
It's fun. I mean, zombies. Oh, I actually saw this movie called Outpost with Ray Stevenson from Punisher Warzone, and it basically is Nazi zombies, and it's the worst movie I've ever seen because they try to play it so serious. Like for some reason, every Nazi zombie is Sam Fisher. They sneak in. They do
Nazi
guerrilla warfare.
zombies?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And for some reason,
It's
depending.
original, don't you think, though?
Yeah.
No, I actually saw a Swedish one called Nazi Zombies.
Oh, very original. Once
Yeah,
again, yes.
yeah,
Original.
and there were zombies flying biplanes, shooting machine guns.
They fly planes.
They
It's
flew
awesome.
planes. They're like, I'm a zombie.
This is me reeling. No.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes it's like the Flight of the Dead. No, there's zombies on the plane.
Fun.
Yeah,
Fun.
I watch a lot of zombie movies.
Well, technically,
Thanks
if
to
you,
Katie Dragon.
if you stuck to the book
Reeling and
of
reeling.
I Am Legend, if you stuck to the book of I Am Legend, technically they're like zombie vampires,
I do
and they
not.
have their own society.
I
Yeah,
do
Talking
not
about
but they
the
wanna
were.
book,
talk
Yeah,
about it.
but
not
okay.
the movie.
Yeah.
Not the
Okay,
movie,
all I'll
the
say
book.
is about that movie was it was the best glorification of Bob Marley I've ever seen. It's like Bob Marley gave us this philosophy. You're in a post-apocalyptic world, and I'm Will Smith, and Bob Marley rules. And you're like, wait, did this epic movie, who was the Omega Man, just
Well, technically, epic novel. That
Epic novel.
could have been a great movie, and you know what? It's too bad because it could have been a different title. I think because it was not really based off of I Am Legend. I
Yeah.
think, and that is a movie that needs a remake.
Yes.
And a better remake.
Yes, something
Because,
without Will Smith for a change. You know, here's another bit of rumor mill gossip going on. Will Smith doing Cowboy of Old Boy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
You
and
didn't know that?
no, I
Yeah.
did not.
Yeah.
I had watched the original. I had watched Old Boy,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had seen. I was like, oh, they're making a movie. Who's going to be it? Will Smith.
yeah.
Stop. You can't
You know who was
Odesu.
going to originally direct that movie was Justin Lin.
Justin Lin?
Yeah.
Who's he?
Wait, is that his name? I'm blanking. I think it's Justin Lin. He's the one that directed Better Luck Tomorrow and also the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift and the
Oh
new
yeah.
Fast
yeah.
and the
Okay.
Furious. Or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Bella
And
Tomorrow's great.
Epilis, unfortunately, of all things. But
Well, anyway, guys, this is what we're doing with our free time. Back to you.
When we come back from the break, we're going to be checking in with the tallest woman in Japan. Her name's Bailey, and she's going to be telling us all about an anime called Bakemonogatari. Say that 3 times fast.
Gamefly is the largest online video game rental service and offers you a choice from over 7,000 new and classic titles across all handhelds and consoles. With plans starting at $15.95 a month, Gamefly members can rent 1 to 4 games at a time and keep them for as long as they like. There are no late fees, no due dates, and shipping is always free. Once you're done playing a game, send it back and Gamefly will send you the next available game on your list. If you really like the game you're playing, simply click Keep It on the Gamefly website and the game is yours at a discounted price. Gamefly will even mail you the case and manuals free of charge. AnimeTV fans get a 15-day free trial when they go to gamefly.com/anime.
Our panelist Bailey is in Japan and she's teaching English.
Yes, and I'm always so happy to see Bailey.
Me too.
Yeah, I miss her. We
I
love
love
you,
you,
Bailey.
baby.
Yeah, and she's going to be reviewing an anime called Bakemonogatari.
Bakemonogatari, Bakemonogatari, Bakemonogatari.
Nicely done. It's only in Japan, this anime, so kind of a special treat for you guys.
So, check it out.
welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be reviewing Bakemonogatari, which I think translates to like monster tale, basically. The main character, Araragi, he's pretty cool, but he's your typical kind of sullen, quiet boy, you know, not big on that. The main girl, Senjo Gahara, is pretty cool. I mean, she's a little nut jobbish sometimes, but in an interesting way, I suppose. The character I liked the most was Oshino, the friend that helps Araragi sort of stop becoming a vampire, and also with helping all these other people. He's kind of like a cool, kind of cowboy bebop feeling kind of character, but he's really not in the show very much. I would have preferred to actually have him be the main character and not so much Araragi. There's a couple characters that come in on the side. One's a little girl that I thought was excellent. Her voice actress was excellent. I loved her. But all in all, most of the characters I could have done without, with the exception of Oshino and the little girl. Okay, the plot of Bakemonogatari is different. I'm gonna give it that. Even though it's about spirit demons and things like that, which we've seen a lot of, it's definitely presented in a different kind of way. My biggest problem with the show, there's really no sort of character introduction of the main character of Araragi. He's just sort of there. Oh, by the way, he used to be a vampire. But you don't ever see that. You don't ever know what actually was going on there. So that's a little strange to me.
The show is bizarre, honestly. And I have to give credit to the director, because what he's made is an extremely dialogue-heavy show. There is barely any action in this show, so don't watch it for the action. The majority of the show is sitting and talking for 24 minutes. And I mean, they are sitting on a bench for the entire episode talking. So if you're looking for something that's very action-oriented, this is definitely not the show for you. However, the director has made it so that it cuts a lot. It'll be a quick shot of an eye, then it'll be a quick shot of his hand twitching, and then it'll be a shot of the floor, and then it'll be a shot of the girl, and then here, and here, and here. So visually, it keeps you interested. Story-wise, not so much. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of talking. Sometimes I'd start playing solitaire while I was watching it, honestly. Okay, so my final score for Bakemonogatari is a question mark out of 10. I wish I could give you a better answer than that, but honestly, I can't figure out whether or not I love it or I hate it. Maybe in a couple more weeks I'll figure out. But basically, I need your help letting me know. Is this anime great or is this anime crap? Is it just anime for the ADHD or is it a really higher level of awesomeness? I don't even know anymore. So please, please, please let me know what you think about Bakemonogatari. All right? Can't wait to read it.
Coming up next on Anime TV, we're reviewing Funimation's very popular title called Soul Eater. So come back.
Netflix delivers movies directly to your home, saving you time, money, and hassle. As a Netflix Unlimited member, you get DVDs by mail in about 1 business day. Plus, you can instantly watch thousands of TV episodes and movies streamed directly to your PC, Mac, or right to your TV via a Netflix-ready device like the Xbox 360, PS3, and soon the Nintendo Wii console. Watch as many movies as you want. Shipping is free and there are never any late fees or due dates. Keep the movies as long as you like. DVDs by mail, plus instantly right to your TV. Get unlimited movies 2 ways for only $8.99 a month. As a new member and an AnimeTV viewer, you can get a free trial membership. Go to netflix.com/anime and sign up now. Be sure to use this URL so that they know we sent you.
Today on Anime TV, we are reviewing Funimation's Soul Eater. The first 13 episodes have just been released on DVD, and it's a 51-episode series.
51, not bad. Nice haul right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about a school run by a Shinigami, which means...
God of Death.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a pretty cool show. So let's check out what our trifecta of terror have to say.
After the clip.
The witch Medusa and her ghoulish minions are out to unleash the Kishin, who isn't just a demon. He's the greatest force of darkness the world has ever known. Luckily, Maka and Soul are used to saving the world from evil. But if they can't stop Medusa's freakish army in time, Maka, Soul, and their fellow Weaponmeister classmates will be fighting to save themselves. Soul Eater Part 2, coming soon to DVD.
School's in session. Soul Eater is a 51-episode anime detailing the extraordinary feats of Meisters and the weapons, and a new twist on the whole idea of my partner, my blade. These blades and weapons are actually people. So you get a nice camaraderie when your weapon's literally talking smack to you at a high school trained to have you kill bad people. Actually, the whole idea is every time you kill 99 bad souls and 1 witch, you get a death scythe, which I love Gundam. So when I think of the death scythe, I'm like, oh, awesome. And the show plays on those types of themes. There's death, there's witches, there's magic, and all takes place in the nice dusty city of Death City, Nevada. It's a great idea seeing how the Japanese see us, isn't it? It's hilarious. So, before we go any further, Milay, what did you think?
I actually liked the show.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe, you know what, I will say that, once again, I did watch the show in Japanese. And halfway through, I realized, because, you know, I was running the subtitles too, and I realized that a lot of what was being said, the funny parts, I mean, they were just throwing away jokes left and right. It was crazy. I mean, the show was, you know, the double and triple meanings behind what they were saying, and the play on words. None of it was coming across, and I felt like, oh man, this is what makes the show so funny and so great. Obviously, I loved a lot of other things. I actually liked the design of the city. I loved how every single time you would either see the sun or the moon, it would be like laughing, you know. And
It was very Nightmare Before Christmas.
it was,
Yeah.
it was very much a Tim Burton-esque. If Tim Burton were to make like an anime, this is what would probably come out of his brain. I feel like.
I don't want to think about that man trespassing into my kingdom.
Who knows? You know, he's good at what he does. I think he's a bit of a cliche of himself now. We're talking Tim Burton, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that if he were to make an anime and it was like a funny, comedic, you know, take on it, I think this is the kind of story that would come out. I mean, literally, it was such a smart anime to me. It was a great writing. You know, the only thing that bothered me in the beginning was the main girl's voice actress in Japanese. Yeah.
Maka.
She just, you know, it just didn't gel with me. Maybe it was because they had drawn on all these different types of voices, and I was like, wow, that's not the kind of voice I was expecting out of this character that was drawn this way, with this kind of attitude. And once I got over that, it was fine. But it was just literally like, I loved everything about it. I mean, just I was on the floor laughing because some of the stuff that was being said, and it was a little
Hokey?
risque.
I would have gone with Hokey, personally.
You are in such a bad mood today. I have to address this.
No,
I mean,
I'll
maybe
put
it's the
it this
Jason
way.
mask. I have no idea.
I
but
think
it's like,
it is. It's just that. Okay, case in point, the Thompson sisters, right? Who turn to twin guns. A part of me is saying, okay, this is kind of a clever way to do it. But then again, I hear them talk, and my brain is like,
I like them.
you like them?
I did. I thought that was going to be my thing on the voice acting part of that. The American.
No, I'm talking about the Jap. I'm talking about the Japanese.
Oh, okay.
And
no,
so,
I mean, that was the thing. I feel like they were trying really hard to change up the way voice acting is done.
right.
Because there's sort of an archetype. You know, you always go to the same type of voices, I feel, in anime. Especially with this kind of genre.
Right.
You know, you always expect it to, especially the kind of comedic, but, you know, cutesy kind of thing. You're going to always go to the types of voices that you have. And I feel...
And the main character did not have that at all.
No, not at all.
It was very downplayed.
And it was kind of weird, I have to admit, and I had to get used to it. But once you did, like every other voice that I heard, it was like, oh, I wouldn't have expected that, but it's fine, kind of like, I don't know, once I accepted the fact that everything was not going to be the same, I don't know, I was okay with it.
All right.
And
So the soundtracks, the audio.
Yeah.
But Nick.
My thing was that I had Hemed about this a long time ago,
Right.
and I said that this was good. I still stand by the fact that at first glance, you would say it looks like a Bleach ripoff or a knockoff because of the fact that the Meisters have weapons, and if you're watching Bleach, the latest story arc, the weapons are alive and they're souls inside weapons, and very, very similar. There's a death god, there's a king in the Bleach world, a lot of parallels. But after you get through it, and like I said, I only hemed about it because I had seen it, and for a couple episodes, I said it seems to me as such the like. But after watching it, it goes in a divergent path.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different from it in the end. It does borrow a lot of different ideas, and I keep saying but I wanted to tell you that the things that came to mind was the animation. The city reminded me of the city of Basquash, where they're in the opening. It reminds me of that, the animation style of the city itself. As well as
almost like One Piece too sometimes.
Yeah.
a little bit, yeah,
It's
a little
very,
bit villagey, but yet metropolitan, but
Yeah.
not. And then Elemental Jalad comes into mind, where they have partners working with weapons that are alive. Fate Stay Night, and the fact that there's a master-servant relationship. Well, because they're telling them what to do. Turn into a weapon. I'm going to use you to do this. Power resonance with me. That kind of stuff. So those are the themes that I thought were likened to things I'd already seen before.
Right.
As far as the animation, they made some interesting choices. One of my poo-poo points is you always say about the black characters. They have one black character in there. If you watch it long enough, you'll actually get to see him. His name is Killick. He's actually really cool. He has a thunder pot and a fire pot and basically gigantic boxing gloves, and he kicks some ass with them. But there's one sequence where they're having a party, and I just want to say, can we get away from the style? Can we get away from it? And I drew a picture of it because I do have some mild art skills. And this is the picture, and I think it's almost like exact. What is that? That is just... He's playing in the band. He's playing in the band, and there's a drummer guy, and to me it's offensive because if that's really you know, really what it's about. Like, can we get away from this style? Killick doesn't look anything like this guy, but this is a guy that's playing in the band, and I just want, I'm not saying anything in particular, but I'm saying this was pulled as my vision of what this character looked like, and you'll see him at the party scene. It's an animation choice. Get away from this, please. I think that's horrible. Anyway, I don't want to get off on that, but I'm just saying, like,
I'm shocked that you're more moved by.
I'm just saying I'm an art. I like art, so for me to see that it's tucked away in the back, but if you see it, it's especially when Killick looks nothing like that guy, and it's just, I don't know. Anyway, on another note, what I thought else was interesting was a lot of the design on the characters. This is a printout that I made. I don't know if you can get a copy of this. Their noses in this, they look like skulls. If you look at the side, then I drew a picture of a skull just so you can see what I mean. I took life drawing classes at school, and now notice how her nose is pointy like that, and how it's shaded like that. This is how you would draw a skull in life drawing class. See how the nose, it has like a weird, like, flat face to it? And it's another picture I drew of Stein, who's one of my favorite characters. His nose, this is taken from one of the stills that I...
Frankenstein.
Yeah, his nose looks like a skull nose. And then I also drew this, because also looks like the nose of this most famous character that we all know. It was a choice. You know, a lot of times they forego the nose altogether. They'll draw it as a point. But here they clearly, to me, looked like they were taking on the death quality, which was, like I said, an animation choice, where the nose actually has a flat face to it on the inside. And a lot of times it was shaded out, and they shaded up under the neck, so it looked like it was a skull, especially in profile. So I appreciated that, because I think they were going full steam with this whole, like, death gothic kind of, even in the character design, like right down to the character design. I had to rewatch some of the episodes in English, and I thought the best trio, or the best grouping, or the pairing of Meisters and weapons were Patty, Liz, and Death the Kid, played by Todd Haberkorn.
Yes.
Cherami Lee, and also Jamie Marchi. I thought those three worked together. I had problems with Black Star's voice, who was Brittany Karbowski. It's done by a woman in the Japanese version, the subtitle version that I watched. But this version, he sounds too effeminate and sounds too, like, girly, where he's supposed to be like, yeah, I wished he would have had Naruto's voice. You know, a woman also does Naruto's voice, and I wish that it was that style of voice where he's a little bit more gruff. Because the English version, he sounds a little bit like a little girl.
Yeah, it's
does
funny.
Sound like a little
it's
girl.
funny how you bring Naruto up to it, because Black Star kind of reminds me of Sasuke.
Oh, okay.
And
absolutely.
it kills me, because I'm like, wow, your family's evil, and we took you in, and now we're afraid you might turn on us. And a part of me's thinking, why didn't you just kill him sooner then? You know? And it kills me, because he's the big gruff, like, oh, I'm going to get this taken care of, done, son. And part of me's like, really? That's a chip on the shoulder you want to illustrate.
But if he was dead, then we wouldn't have that storyline.
There would be no story, yeah.
That's true.
We have to further the story. I do think that, like I said, the story is great. The writing, I think, is great. Even if you're missing out on the nuances of Japanese, I think, for me, I laughed. And I thought the music, I didn't pay much attention to the intro and the outro, but during it, I recorded this. I don't know if you guys can get this, because it really is something that I hear a lot in anime. Password. But I want you guys to hear this, because I think you'll find it very, very familiar. I recorded it. I don't know if you guys can get this in here. Okay, ready? Listen. That music goes on all the time in animes, and I just realized it. I was like, I know I've heard that, before, and like whenever there's a comedic, people are yelling at each other, and that's in the background. Yeah.
Well,
who has the rights to that song, because that person is making money.
It's supposed to show sort of like a, oh man, it goes back to like the older animes and stuff like that, where that kind of music is prevalent in the background whenever you have like a funny scene between maybe two very serious characters, and it's almost like a hammer hitting it home so that you understand it's a comedic scene. And a lot of times the animation will change into like a stick figure, like animation too, with that kind of music in the background. Yeah. It's definitely like.
So, final thoughts. What do you guys think of Soul Eater?
All in all, great story, lots of fun. The fighting sequences were kind of like the beginning of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where they're running and like people are running in between things flying at them. It's exciting, and you kind of wait for that. It's not all the time, so it's kind of like you get there, and you're like, it's coming, yay! Like fight scene, you know. So you have to wait for it. It's a slow stroke to that point, but you know. Once you get there, it pays off because the animation's really, really good. The fight scenes are worth waiting for.
Okay. Melee. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I definitely like the show. And if anybody is learning Japanese out there, I think this is a great test for you to see if you understand all the kind of double entendres that are going on too, and like the double meanings and stuff like that. And if you can start understanding the subtleties of Japanese, this show is definitely for you to watch in Japanese. And I would love for people to watch it in Japanese if they could, because it is hilarious.
It's still hilarious without that, because I'm never gonna learn it. It just won't.
Well, you know, I'm just
too old.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, it's the beauty of any kind of language. I think even English we have our own little quirks, and it's like it's really the beauty of not only the language but the comedic part of it. I think Japan has a very rich tradition of comedy, especially with like manzai and stuff like that, and I think. This anime really captures that kind of portion of the Japanese culture, and I really loved the different types of comedy they had. It wasn't just the slapstick; it was like the play on the words and everything about it. I think I loved it, and I loved the animation. I the whole look and feel of the story. It was fun. It was whimsical. I think you need to treat it as such. And
some of the concepts were a little rehashed. You have to go there a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but
where it failed in that. Oh, sorry, go on.
No. With the combination of, I think what I liked about it, a lot of stories for me. It's about the human characteristics that you can imbue into these fictional characters, in a sense, and animated characters. And a lot of the characters that I saw in the show reminded me of people and the quirks the people that I knew in Tokyo. And it was like, oh man, I miss that kind of character, because some of the characters I'm sure you looked at and you were like, that would never happen, or that's kind of like ridiculous. It's not. I knew people like that. So for me, it was like interesting to be able to see, in an essence, a slice of life of Tokyo that you're like, no, people like this exist. The people,
that takes place in America.
What?
Takes place in America. The slice of life of Tokyo that takes place in America.
Yes.
In Nevada.
In Nevada, yeah. With characters from different time zones.
My personal thought about this anime is, one, the animation is done by Studio Bones. You guys know them as masterminds behind Cowboy Bebop Knocking on Heaven's Door. So it's fluid, it's fast, and the production quality is really high given the format of the show. It's regular broadcast.
It's attention
series.
to detail.
Yes.
I mean, even as they're driving away in a Cadillac, the little license plate, you have to catch these small things. It says "I love bones" on the back of the on the license plate. It's like a 2-second like, but you see "I love bones." Like,
and you feel, and that's the thing I like about it. The more you get thrown into it, it's like, okay, you know what? I can sit down. I can say, hey, Death the Kid's pretty cool, or hey, so we're just forming a weapon for the Shinigami himself, and like, okay, that's great. So we're in the academy, and like, we're pushing it, and then there's a twist, and I sat there and I'm like, this is a dark anime, but it's great.
Yeah.
And when you think of it like that, it's like, what if somehow Buffy became that type of mentality? And once you get to that Buffy mentality watching this anime, you're like, it's all good.
Yeah, like it's lighthearted, but it's also dark. People do get chopped in half and such the like.
The only problem I have with the series, and I guess it keeps the series going, 99 evil souls. If you mess up, you do it out of order. Like the 95th person, oh, I'm a witch. Oh. Start all over. You're like, that sucks.
I kind of discarded that because that towards I mean, at the end of the story, that shit doesn't even matter. That's just a premise to get you into why they're all there.
Yeah,
and how it all works. It's kind of like the formula, and the series never followed the formula.
I think you're being a little nitpicky there.
No. Here's the thing: knowing that things like that float, you have to ask yourself, hey, so. When is this plot device going to come in and
it doesn't
start it up?
It doesn't really.
It doesn't?
I mean, They eat souls, yes, but in the end, the whole 99 and the witch soul, they kind of abandon that whole. I mean, yes, it's an underlying thing that if that happens, then A, then B. But there's so many other things that happen in between there, such as, the Dr. Medusa is evil. She's masquerading as a nurse right under your nose.
Time.
And that whole plot, and then the whole plot of the Efreet being revived that's underneath that city. No one knew. but I buy it.
I think it's a bit like Lost. I think you need to throw some stuff out because they probably threw a bunch of things in case the story is going to go longer or something, and then it was like, we're not going to touch on that.
And that still exists. I mean, it still exists for the next, if they want to do it again. I do agree that it was kind of lame in the first episode.
Okay, we're built in this cop-out. And a part of me is saying, okay, I'm getting into this anime. There's a cop-out.
And how hard is it to really get the 99 souls? Because they're killing people left and right.
Exactly. But overall, Soul Eater, great anime. Great pacing, good story development, and a cool transformation scene here or there. So, school's in session. Back to you guys.
So that's it for today's episode.
Big thing, guys. I'm running out of ideas for underexposed.
Oh, no!
I know, so write to me on the forums. I need to know what you guys think I should be telling you. That doesn't make sense.
And also in the forums, post your review about the anime that we review, and maybe you'll be on the show.
Absolutely. Fan us on Facebook.
And follow us on Twitter.
I'm Jonathan Messa.
I'm Christina V.
All saying to you, AnimeTV, go!
Go! Now it's time for Hema.
That's it. That's all we got. Welcome to AnimeTV, the only show where we review animes, mangas, games, and Asian pop culture. And I am Jonathan Messa.
I'm Christina V. Did you just say animes, mangas?
I did?
I think so.
Animes and mangas and games and Asian pop cultures. Welcome to AnimeTV!
What is going on here?
We do so much good things here. Bye.
Yeah.
Bang Zoom.